Hello,
Hello.
and welcome to Planet Marzipan, the Fish and Marillion podcast. I'm Meza, and here's my mate.
Craig Houston.
Hello, welcome to Planet Marzipan. I'm Meza, I'm here with my good friend.
Craig. Fear's on holiday. Fear's on holiday.
Is it Craig? Because you say that quite a lot now. Craig.
Yeah, because I've got to think about it.
Okay, all right.
'Cause it's not tattooed on my forehead like the missus said it really should have been.
True. Well, welcome to this bonus episode. We thought you'd not heard enough about Port Zealand with
63 episodes.
3 episodes. So, no, we've got a bit of a bonus episode for you here. We've got the interviews that I conducted at the meet and greet, the Planet Marzipan meet and greet on the Sunday in Port Zealand.
While I was swanning around.
Craig was just tarting around, or as Faye, getting kissed and everything. I don't know. I was there trying to record. We've
It's a hard
also
life.
we've also got Jon Chapman on this episode. So John was part of one of our Port Zealand episodes, but we never got a chance to ask him how he got into Marillion. So his story is on here. About a week ago, Craig asked you on Facebook what your thoughts and memories of Port Zealand were,
And there was a tumbleweed.
Ignored him, which was hilarious. So I asked yesterday, and we've got lots of comments. So I don't think
you started with, "Do you know who I am?"
I did not start with that. But I don't know what he's done to it for you to all ignore him, but you did on my. But no, we've got lots of comments too, so we'll have a few listener comments about Port Zealand, and that nicely wraps up Port Zealand 2025. We can't squeeze another episode out of this, can we?
No.
Wow, that's quite concise for Craig. No.
Nope. Nada. Not happening.
All right. Well, look, we're going to hand over to me in Port Zealand interviewing some of our listeners.
Carry on, John.
Okay, well, it's Sunday morning in Port Zealand, and we've asked some of our listeners to come down and meet us, and they've done just that. So we're just going to interview a few of the guys that are here. Who am I talking to?
I'm Gergely. You can call me Gary. I'm from Hungary. It's my second PC.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry I missed it earlier. I traveled to many Marillion gigs around the world already, but there's nothing like this.
And you listen to the podcast?
Of course I do. I love it. It's not that I could not listen to anything Marillion really tough period of time, but I love it.
And you're excited to meet Faye, wherever she is. Craig's about, but yes, you've come to meet Craig as well, yeah. Well, we really value you listening to us. Yes.
Just gonna get a bottle of juice.
Well, just a minute, I'm recording something.
I didn't.
But yeah, it's really, thank you for listening to the podcast. We love that you do, and please keep listening. Is there anything you'd like to see us do, or anything?
No, I'm open to any stuff like the deal.
Brilliant. All right. Well, nice to see you today.
Thank you.
Mr. Owens. Mr. Owens. Hello, this is Mark Owens, who's come to see us wearing a shirt with John Merkel, my face on it. What are you like?
It's a shite shirt.
You're not kidding. It's a shite shirt.
I missed you last night, mate. And this is you in the gig, but I had it all in the gig, so
I just has to be seen to be believed, this shirt.
when Dobby gets hold of it after, it'd be unbelievable, yeah. It's a one-off. Well,
Mike doesn't
it better be a one-off.
Yeah, we don't win anymore. Trevor's getting the full horror of it. The full horror. Yeah. But yeah,
Have you enjoyed yourself?
I've had a nice weekend. Yeah, you?
Brilliant, absolutely fantastic. It's going too fast.
Can you remember any of it? Yes. Oh, that's never. No, I've never
Very good.
done you, right?
Don't ask me Tuesday.
No, no. It's nice to see so many people
There, yeah, it's great, isn't it? It's great.
Yeah. And they're all smiling, strangely. Yeah. And I think they're expecting something. I don't know what.
I don't know.
So what it is, yeah. Song and dance number?
Did we say Planet Marzipan live? I don't know.
I don't know. Is it? Get your kids.
Do well. Thanks. Cheers, man. All right, nice to see you. Hello, mate.
Hello, mate.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
You listen to the podcast?
I do listen to the podcast, yes.
Let's introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Andy Smith. I'm from the south of the Lake District.
And what do you like or dislike about the podcast?
I find it really interesting. I like the banter. I like the camaraderie between you guys and people you interview. It's all great. It's all great.
You having a good weekend?
I'm having a fabulous weekend. As you, John, are aware, I had a family tragedy earlier this week that potentially was going to prevent me coming. Decided that I needed to come because I needed my Marillion family together to get me through it, to distract me from what I've been through. And I think my dad would have said that, well, if I didn't go, he'll never speak to me again.
You've had lots of hugs, all right?
I have, and you guys are amazing, and you've distracted me, and I've had a wonderful time, and I can't thank everybody enough for that.
It's great to see you, mate. And thank you for coming
Great
down.
to be here. Yeah, thank you very much.
Photo.
Oh yeah, it'll be wonderful.
Okay, so I've got some more of our listeners here. So I'm back with Faye. Faye's here. Oh, hello. And we got. Whereabouts are you from?
From here in Scotland.
Okay, and how long have you been listening to podcasts?
I think I picked it up maybe 3 or 4 episodes in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been sort of loyal listener since.
And do you listen to us on the way to work or when you?
No, usually I work from home, so usually at home sort of thing when I'm supposed to be working. Yeah.
Yeah.
In
And
the background.
what are your sort of favourite features? Do you prefer the interviews or the reviews or?
I like the reviews. Yeah, it's particularly the kind of newer stuff. And a lot of people dug back into the band over the past few years. I missed a large chunk sort of thing, so it's been really good for someone like me to catch up on the albums that I didn't get at the time sort of thing. And I try and sort of listen to them. I was trying to listen to them for the first time as I was listening to podcast episodes about them sort of thing.
Right.
So,
And do you buy the extra things from Racket because of this?
I do, yeah, but I've picked up a few things either from the so.
I'm sorry to you, but we're getting everybody serious. So we should, mention it to Lucy. Yeah, but
Yeah.
And what have you got a favourite episode or a favourite interview that we've done?
I really liked the Mark Wilkinson one. Yeah,
It's good, wasn't it? Yeah, I like that. We enjoyed that, didn't we?
Yeah, but also the band guys are always good value. Yeah. He's still trying to track down fish sort of thing. Is that
We've asked him twice. He's so far declined, but yeah, we'll keep asking. But I'm not.
Is he going to disguise himself as a sheep and head across to Burnaby?
Yeah, I think we'll have to stalk him. That's the only way we'll get him on. But thank you for coming down this morning. Thanks for having a t-shirt,
No problem.
and most of all, thanks for listening.
Yeah, welcome. Keep up good work.
Thank you, mate.
Every listener.
Absolutely. Thanks, mate. Okay, well, we've just had the group photo taken, so I'm here with another one of our listeners. You want to introduce yourself?
I'm Paul McMillan. I have been listening to you. I've been listening to you guys. My name's Paul McMillan. I've been listening to you guys since the very beginnings. It's a voyage of rediscovery in a lot of cases because for us, it's you're going through each album and each individual thing, and it's really good to actually be a part of that. You know, it's a different perspective. It's different from what other podcasts are offering, and
well, thanks, but we love doing it, and we love the interaction we get on the Facebook group, and it's great to meet people face to face. You know, the power people, yourself included, have come up to us this weekend and said nice things about the.
I have indeed, yes. You know, still haven't heard that I'm a friend of the pod yet, because Seamus will be upset.
Yeah.
Say that with Faye. Sweet to do it, right?
Thanks for coming this morning.
Oh, it's been great. It's been lovely, and it's first time at PZ for me personally, and I've now I can see what it's all about. I've been doing the Minehead things from early on. My job wouldn't allow me to come to PZ, or it always fell in and around my birthday, so I was doing other things. But this has been brilliant. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's been great to be around you guys as well.
It's nice to see you, mate.
Nice to see you. All right, take care.
All right, guys, you've been on the pod now because you recorded this week. So do you want to let us know who you are again?
Sure.
So what?
I'm Craig Not Houston Coopersmith, and I'm Rick Not Meza Kessler.
Yeah. And why do you listen to the pod? Apart from the fact you're on it.
Because we love you.
Oh, please. How much was that costing me? €10?
No, a beer or two. Not that much. No, because we're big fans of the band. Because it's literally the only podcast I listen to. Literally. Yeah, me too. That's actually true. And listening to that 90 podcasts of my life, every one of them is fun. Yes, because we've been Cakey Boy fans since 2005.
Indeed. Wow.
There you go.
Well, thank you for listening, and it's great to see you this morning.
Great to see you as always.
And we love your shirt.
Hannah, where did you get that shirt?
Hey, you can get it from the man over there, Merchy Mike. Look.
Oh, well, you can have mine for just half. Yeah, somebody offered me like 50 quid for this.
I'm not surprised.
I said no.
Thanks for coming down, guys. In a minute. Hiya.
Hiya.
Who are you, sir?
Robert Pariso.
Okay, Robert. And how long have you been listening to the podcast?
At least I'd say 6 months.
All right. And whereabouts are you from?
Phoenix.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're okay with our accents and everything?
I can understand it. I eventually figured out who Faye was.
Yes, well, different in the flesh. And
He is.
the experience is different in the flesh, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
What do you like about the podcast?
I like just the kind of the group discussions. It's also interesting just to hear the perspectives from some of the Marillion team and everything. Having James on there is really interesting. What he talks about a lot of knowledge, all the research with the writing tapes, and just hearing how things evolve. It kind of makes me have a new appreciation, even though as I've been revisiting some of those, just as a result of hearing the discussions. Even just hearing the hot takes, knowing that fear isn't always popular as stuff. But as you said, drink a coffee with you. I like it, but it's one of those ones that, everything kind of ebbs and flows for me as far as when I connect with it and when I don't.
Yeah. Have you had a great weekend?
Absolutely.
How many times have you done PZ?
This is the second time to PZ. I've been to every weekend that they've done except 2023. So I've been here since the pop.
Yeah, brilliant. One day. Thanks for listening to the pod. This is the coming on this morning. Absolutely. So let's see you. Hello, guys. Do you mind if I come and interview you?
Yeah.
Can I introduce yourselves?
I'm Andy. I'm from Denmark.
Okay.
And Simon from England.
Okay, you both listen to the pod?
Yes, we do.
And what do you love about it?
Ooh.
So you've prepared this.
Faye.
And now you've met Faye in the flesh. How is that?
Oh, brilliant. I do like all the background information, all the people you get on, like Andy Rotherham. I'm not too into charting the single. No, that's bygone times for me.
Okay.
It's very informative. And you get a lot of information that you wouldn't know if you hadn't listened to it. So yeah.
Does it make you go back and revisit albums and dig things out? Yeah. And does it make this is for Lucy? Does it make you buy more a racket?
Of course, and I'm looking forward to the Holidays in England one that you've been promoting. So
Yeah, definitely. Right. Yeah.
it does. It really does. And just for Lucy, Supertramp is pro.
Say that again for Lucy.
Supertramp is pro.
Of course it is. Everybody knows that. Lucy's in denial, but yeah. And if I were to ask you if the pod's genius or bollocks?
That's genius.
That's the right answer. That's the right answer.
We wouldn't get out of here alive if you said that.
Could say it. I mean, sometimes we finish recording and I think it's bollocks, but it still goes out. But, yeah.
I mean, editing can do everything. Yeah. Let's us say bollocks.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Thanks for coming down this morning and thanks for listening to the pod.
Thanks.
See you later.
Hello. There you go. Oh, thank you. That's brilliant.
He wanted Craig too.
I'm just recording for the Central Podcast. So,
Cool.
do you want to tell us who you are?
Yeah.
I'm AKA Digiburger
Okay.
on social medias. I've been listening to you guys to get me through traffic because I got an hour commute back and forth to work every day, and you guys help keep me sane.
Really? Whereabouts are you from?
Vancouver, BC.
Wow. It's great that we've got listeners all over the world. It's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you having a good weekend?
Yeah, no, it's spectacular. This was kind of like I was going to blow all the works because I don't do a lot of vacations. So if I'm going to go to one, might as well do it upright.
Yeah. And you had your photo taken with the band. That's where we met you the other day, didn't you?
Yep.
Exactly. That's a great memento, isn't it?
Special. I got to give them a calendar.
Did you?
Yeah. So I'm pretty happy with that calendar I made. So I get to give them a gift.
Great. And you here for our photo as well? Do we here in time for that?
No,
You missed that.
I just missed it. I was out taking photos of my chalet mates. So.
Okay. Far more important. Well, look, thank you for listening to the pod. Yeah, it's really good to meet you.
Thanks a lot, Miss.
All right, cheers.
We had definitely. Hello.
Hello. We're just disturbing the conversation here.
Yes.
So do you want to introduce yourselves?
Hello, I'm Felicity, and I've been on the podcast before.
You have.
I'm Richard. How'd you do?
How do you, Richard? I know you, Richard, but our listeners don't know it.
So I'm Richard. It was my joy to have my 60th birthday here.
Yes, yeah. Whereabouts are you from, Richard?
Daventry in the Midlands.
Okay. And how long have you been listening to the podcast?
I've listened to podcasts since the start. Listened to every episode.
I'm really sorry about that, yes. But it's good of you to listen. Thank you.
I'm Mark Paling. Been Marillion from day one. So literally, my heroes all the way through.
We need to get you on the podcast, Mark, don't we? Sorry, you've got experience of being on a podcast.
Yes, that's
A Marillion podcast. And so has Richard, to be fair. So,
But yeah, so Marillion and Fish, all the way through both.
And how's your weekend been so far?
great. Less alcohol than normal. Loving the set list.
Huh?
Loving the set list.
I'm hearing this.
particularly good.
He was, yeah. I'm hearing this a lot less alcohol and more sleep for some people.
There's still quite a lot of alcohol, though. I wouldn't underplay.
We've actually just had Andrew Barnsley Wood in our chalet, and I've given him a cup of tea.
Blimey.
Was it Yorkshire tea?
It wasn't, which is why he's brought some Yorkshire tea for us now. It was Dutch English tea. Wasn't tea, but there you are. But yes, so he's drinking less as well, and he's getting to bed. He always writes that his target time to get to bed on his hand, doesn't he?
He does. Whether it happens or not is a different matter. Yeah. I mean, I think because this is longer this time as well, having the extra day. So I pretty much didn't drink on Friday. I thought I needed a day off the drink on Friday. So I did a dry Friday.
For me personally, that extra day, not just because it's an extra day, but actually having a Marillion gig and then a Marillion free day, I know the audience with. That's a nice way of doing it for me, because it's never that. Yeah, it stretches it out, and it's not just like repeats, right, same thing.
Yeah.
I've definitely felt that, where I've said to people, I'm going for a weekend, and then realised it's not a weekend. It's almost a week.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we've all done the same thing. Fact at home, you say, we're going to go away for a Marillion weekend. How long are you gone for? 7 days. Because for us, it is. It's almost exactly around us that I am. And sorry about that. It brought up a enticing thought that maybe it isn't the last one, but that it could be.
As I've said, Lucy Hudson Front announcing the pre-sale of the Farewell to Port Zealand t-shirts, and then in the next breath saying, we might come back.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah. I mean, this is meant things like it's the first time I've had the opportunity to go to the beach here at Port Zealand. You know, I've always been a bit too busy and frantic and been involved with the quiz, and I try and get in sea as much as possible. So getting to go to the beach this time has been really nice as well. And the weather's been beautiful.
It's been nice, hasn't it? Yeah, lovely and sunny. But there's somebody here who's been silent, so I'll just let him introduce himself.
Oh yeah, I'm BJ or Big John. I've known you since the Front Row Club day out, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, we met the front.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I've listened to the podcast right from the beginning. Yeah, haven't caught them all, got them near enough.
No, it's fine. I completely understand now. I've been on them all.
Yeah, it's difficult to catch up with everything, but it's great. And the interviews you've done and the people you've had on, you've been classic. It's really good.
Does a podcast make you revisit anything? Do you go back to it?
All the time you revisit stuff. And I like the way you will sometimes hone in on something. You go in a little bit more, not so broad. You're going a single or something like that ish, which is sort of a more in-depth. So which is great. But also, I mean, when you started out, it was like you could tell your nerves, and you've mellowed into it, and you sound so much more comfortable, and it sounds so much more professional. It's really good. That could be it.
I would never use the word professional about it, but thank you.
Yeah. Well, but it's almost.
Again, I owe you money for this.
Yeah. But it does. But it sounds like you're much more comfortable doing it, the pair of you, and there's like a chemistry. It's just great. It's been mates for years.
We have. I mean, what you hear is what we do in the pub anyway. So,
take a microphone again.
Yeah.
And it comes across as you can tell like the chemistry is great, and that which makes the podcast really listenable.
Thanks, mate. Anybody think I prompted you? It was lovely to hear. But I know, I will. Well, look, thanks for coming, guys, and thanks for listening to the podcast. We do appreciate it.
Really enjoy it. Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
See, I did turn up at the end of some of those interviews, so there wasn't talking it around completely.
Well done. Yeah, it came back to the mothership. Yeah. So we promised you Jon Chapman's story about how he got into Marillion. So over to Craig and John talking to Jon Chapman. We welcome Jon Chapman to the episode. Hiya, John.
Hi, guys.
Hello. Are you well?
I am very well.
It's a beautiful day today when we're recording, but
Yes, because we're back from Port Zealand.
yeah, we're not in Port Zealand. It was lovely over there, wasn't it? But yeah, did you have a good time over there?
Absolutely excellent.
Anything you can tell us about on the podcast? Was it all what stays in Port Zealand?
Oh, well, I mean, apart from the gig, of course, that took place, that
Yeah.
was a great success, I think. And just meeting up with everybody.
Which gig's that then? Tell the listeners about that.
Swappers 11 gig
Yeah.
that started as a dream in Glasgow at the last fish on the Monday of the last fish gig.
Yeah.
So last time I went over, I took a single guitar over with me, so Gary had something to noodle on. And then this time he says, "Can you take two over?" Because he had himself and Louise there. And it's kind of mushroomed from that. And so I'll end up coming back on a train at 6 o'clock in the morning from Glasgow. Got home about 11:30. Then loaded the car up now with two acoustic guitars and a PA. And then drove to Harwich. And then we put the gig on Sunday afternoon outside our cottage.
Yeah. It was well attended from what I can tell.
Yes, it was very well attended.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah, we put one of the videos up on our Facebook group, and I've also got another one of the videos which I haven't put up yet. So what we'll do is after this episode goes out, we'll pop that up on the Facebook group as well.
Yeah. Of course, the Magic G song as well. So.
And the new Swappers 11 EP, isn't there?
There is, yes. That sounds really awesome. That does. I can't wait to hear the full release when that comes out. Because there's a couple of reworkings on there as well from their first album.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's not video, but I do have a copy.
No, it's fine. I have a copy over there, but
I've got a copy as well.
Yeah.
That one's got to go to Italy.
Has it?
To Marco.
Okay.
Because he's on it.
Yeah.
Even though he's credited wrong.
Oh.
The sleeve notes, his name's wrong.
Oh dear. Whose fault is it? No, don't say it. Don't say it.
Quick, under the carpet.
Well, John, you were on one of our Port Zealand episodes, but we didn't give
episode
you...
one.
Yeah.
One. Yeah.
Yes.
We thank you for being on there, but we didn't give you the opportunity to tell us how you got into all this. How did you first hear about Marillion and fish?
Well, okay. I mean, I know it goes all the way back to, I suppose, script, and it's actually pre-script. Okay, because I used to be an avid reader of a journal that was produced over here in the good old UK called Sounds. And in there was a bit of a buzz going on about, I like Genesis, Genesis, yes, Floyd and everything else like that. So they said, if you kind of like that, this is esque of that music.
Yeah.
And so they had a few articles and reviews because there were a couple of gigs knocking around and people had on the inside knew this band was coming up, sounded good and everything else like that. Then I noticed that they were playing at Rock City and I hadn't even got the album. But the album had come out, but I hadn't got it.
Right.
I went along and thought, well, okay, this is kind of good. This is, as a live performance as well. And at Rock City, the best venue in the country. So
well, the venues are available, yeah.
They are available. Being partisan here. So yeah.
How far do you live from Rock City, John?
About 8 miles.
All right, okay.
So it's close. I've got a decent bus service that gets me home in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
so
stagger home.
I can have a couple of shandies if I can get to the bar. Not stick to the floor as it used to be. I've replaced the floor now. Shame. I've got a piece somewhere in here.
Have you? You got a piece of the floor of Rock City?
I do. I'll have to find it.
Okay. He's looking up, folks. It's not on the floor, so I don't know where he put it.
It's on the wall somewhere. I don't know hidden behind something.
So you saw the gig at Rock City?
Yep. And just absolutely loved it. like I say, they had just released the album, but I hadn't had a chance. It was only week, 2 weeks after it been released, something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I went along. You might not believe this, but not many of my friends like the kind of music I like.
I know that feeling, John.
So I just go to the gigs.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
I tend to see people with like-minded musical tastes. So so went along to the gig. That was the first Marillion gig I ever went to, and then every time they were playing somewhere reasonably close after that, I just went.
Yeah,
I didn't do the nice big Milton Keynes one, unfortunately, but never mind.
No, it was good. It was good. It was very hot. And you stayed with the band. What when Fish left? Did you still keep following both acts?
I mean, I must admit, it's sort of like at the end of the 90s sort of thing. Like, I still bought the albums, I still went to the gigs, but further for the band wasn't there.
Right.
And then it came back together again with Marbles.
Right.
I know this. Marbles for me was sort of like they troughed, and this was then back up again. It was an absolutely awesome album, and I'm really pleased they did it at the weekend, warts and all.
Yeah.
So Marbles got me back, and then I got to the first Port Zealand convention. So I didn't do the UK Butlets or Pontins or anything like that, unfortunately.
You just went straight to the one with decent accommodation, yeah? Some of us soldiers had to fight through that, you know, John.
And then after that, I met people like Gary and yourselves, and so it's gone downhill since. No, it's gone uphill.
Definitely got downhill.
Absolutely right. It's gone downhill, John. Yeah. Brilliant. Well, and you know, you're a regular face at these gigs, and we love seeing you. And you know, you're more than welcome to be on the podcast. And thanks for the positive things you've said about the podcast. We do appreciate it. But yeah,
true.
We'll. I think we're planning to do an episode with Swappers 11 at some point in the future. So we shall get the guys on and be talking about the releases and plug any gigs that are coming up.
Yeah, well, I wish they would do gigs, but yeah, it's because they're diverse around the world.
Well, you've got transatlantic, aren't they? Yeah,
very transatlantic. I don't know whether or not Lucy would ever put them on at Port Zealand in the Adventure Factory, because that would be the next best stage.
Yeah.
They could kind of do, and it would be a pinnacle given what might happen with Port Zealander in the future.
Yeah.
And it not happening. So it would be a good full stop.
Well, start the campaign now, Joe.
Start the campaign.
Yeah, so I fancy getting in touch with her and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
I'll put it on my Royal Albert Hall campaign list as well.
Craig's still campaigning for Brave with an orchestra at the Royal Albert Hall, you know. But
oh wow, okay.
He's not footing any of the bill for that, John. I listened to it. He just wants it to happen.
Yeah, so he's just throwing the idea out there.
Yeah,
that's it. Ooh, a Kickstarter.
Crowdfund it. Yeah,
Marillion
started the idea of crowdfund a gig at the Albert Hall. Yeah.
What's your favourite album, John? Favourite Marillion album? Is it Marbles?
It's going to be Marbles. Because that got me back, but I will go back to some of the early ones. Misplaced is classic.
Yeah.
So I just love hearing it, particularly when cover bands do it in its entirety as they're doing at the moment.
Yeah.
So
well, I think we might talk about it next week, John, actually, as this goes out.
Yes, this is episode 99, so
episode 99. Yeah.
Oh,
what do you think the chances are, Craig?
Pretty much 100, I think.
Yeah, they're fairly high because we recorded it already. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, no, John, it's great to speak to you today, and it's great to see you. And keep the faith with the band, and we will see you at a gig soon.
Leicester, no doubt.
Yay!
Yes, definitely.
I am down at Leicester, and I'm doing all the Mr. Punches, and so they're doing 3 gigs down there.
Yeah, but they're doing, are they 12:30 on the Saturday and Sunday, aren't they?
Yes, they are. And then I've got Still Marillion on Sunday afternoon at 4:30 or whatever it is. So, or 2:30.
2:30. Yeah, you'll be.
So I can get from one to the other just about in time.
You'll be laid down in a dark corner by Sunday night's gig, won't you?
But isn't Barnes trying to do all the
Yeah, we've challenged Barnes. We've challenged Barnes to go to all of them. So he's got Mr. Punch, he's got Still Marillion, and he's got Marquee Square Heroes as well. So, yeah.
In the Irish bar, are they, or whatever? I don't know.
I'm not sure where they're on, but yes, yeah, we have Mark Colton on next week's episode talking about Misplaced with us. But yeah. Well, great to speak to you, John, and we will see you soon.
Happy Christmas.
Cheers, thanks very much, John, for coming on the podcast again. We do appreciate it and for giving your time up to give us a story there. So we promised you a dessert of listener comments about Port Zealand. We asked for emails and comments on Facebook, and I think, Craig, you've got first ones on email. Is that right?
Yeah, first one's on email from Gary Rovner. It says, "Hi guys, he's still on a come down. Absolutely my favourite PZ weekend, which was his 6th time. The setlist, lighting, sound, and the amazing people. I met up with Lucy and Stephanie and all the gang involved in organising the merchandise team, and a massive thank you to everybody. It was an experience I will never forget. One happy old boy."
Fantastic. I've got some
never
comments.
say that you're old.
You're welcome on here, Gary. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm old. Craig's in denial. On to Facebook comments. Mick Stead says, "It was my first time being at PZ along with my 2 friends. I loved every minute of it. It was great walking around and seeing all the fans there, all for one thing, seeing Marillion. It was nice seeing friends we knew and making new friends. Plus, there was always something to do or see."
Kevin Motion, the quiz was fixed. To which Fraser's replied, "Like every year, you need to pay more for the answers in advance next time. A minimum of 2K. So you know the going rate now."
It's worth pointing out that Kevin was in the winning team as well. So, yeah. Felicity Pryke, I've got to get it right. Felicity Pryke left quite a long message on Facebook about her weekend. The highlights.
It was a message of 2 halves.
It was. The highlights of which are she wasn't too impressed with Saturday's Marillion gig, but Sunday possibly pips the Sunday from 2023 as my favourite Marillion gig of all time. So much fun. I'm not generally a more of the old stuff please person, but I cried out in disbelief at Script and Heart of Lothian, and H sang Script so brilliantly, so passionately. Huge kudos to him for that. Marbles hit me in all kinds of new ways. From a personal point of view, this was a life-changing weekend for me. New connections, new friends, and new inhabitants of the Parrot Lodge. Can we do another one, please?
Well, you know, if we get my own way, 2027. Alison Higgins, "I had a fantastic time at PZ, my first time, and got to see firsthand how very hard the merch team work, not to mention an appreciation of the hours of prep and management put in by George and the racket team beforehand. It's like a military operation, and I did 100,000 steps working the week on merch, but every one of those steps was enjoyable thanks to the brilliant team and our wonderful customers. Definitely an unforgettable experience in a good way."
Cool. Peter Salter says, "It was my first PZ and I was blown away by it. Apart from the band being on top form and great set list, the atmosphere around the park was so friendly and it's a beautiful location. What more could you want?"
More sunshine.
It was sunny. A bit of heat might have been nice, but it was sunny.
It was lovely. Sue Beasy, "It was my 9th. I loved it as much as my first and all the weekends in between. We wouldn't have been there if it weren't for the gigs, so let's get to them first. I loved hearing Marbles, Not a Duff track, likewise Afraid of Sunlight. Personally, I'd skip the fish stuff, but I know that was just me, and it actually was great fun. I loved the sing-along, and to my eyes, it looked like the guys did too. It's what we do. Overall, I missed a few songs, but I wouldn't have kicked any of the ones we had out to make room for them. In my mind, it's this. I went expecting to have an amazing time, seeing the band, seeing friends, seeing acquaintances we see every 2 years, experiencing the whole stunning vibe of the place, and that's exactly what I got."
Well done getting to the end of that.
Yeah.
Julie Griffiths says,
put my teeth back in.
Julie Griffiths says, "It was my 9th PZ. Is that right? I've been to every one." I think you're right, Julie. And it delivered for me. Brilliant atmosphere in the park, extra catch-up days, amazing housemates in the Parrot Lodge again. The quiz, the Rocky, the street party at the lodge, swimming and gossip. I can't pronounce this. La Trappe Double, is that right? Watching airplane and blazing saddles, birthday celebrations, the journey to and from PZ, and the beach, to name but a few things. Oh, and the gigs were great too. I particularly like the almost replay of my first H gig, reminiscent of the Aston Villa Leisure Centre in 1989. I was one happy gal.
Rebecca Arthur loved it all. Had 19 hours sleep from Wednesday morning to Monday night, but it was more than worth it. And I did everything. I bet you did, Hitty.
Nathan Page says the highlights of Nathan's post are he loved the Saturday and Sunday sets. He might have swapped out New Kings for a couple of shorter songs, but that's what the band wanted to play, so no complaints from me on that one. The choir added a hell of a lot, and I hope we see more of them, as there's other stuff I think they'd work really well on. Absolutely, Nathan. The choir, one of the highlights for me, definitely.
Juliet Packham, our second PZ. My husband was a million. How can I not say million? Jesus. Well, we're properly screwing it up today, aren't we? It's not even as if we're pissed. It's 10 past 2 in the afternoon. Okay. Juliet Packham, our second PZ. My husband was a Marillion virgin 3 years ago while we were still dating. He declared this weekend one of his lifetime best gigs. Can't ask more for that. Surrounded by all of our favourite people and met some brilliant new friends too. That's the whole thing of the weekend.
Yeah. Wayne Woodley says, an incredible 3 sets. Loved all of them. 3 great albums revisited. Loved the Fish era stuff and the respectful words said by Steve about the big man's retirement. Loved the big family atmosphere as always. Such a great weekend.
Yeah. Adele Amy, it was our 5th one and everything from booking to paying to sorting coach went smoothly and was easy and very clear. It was. Everything worked like a dream. We loved to soak in the atmosphere. It was nice to have a bit of a break in between. My husband and I managed to relax this time around and enjoy it. No rushing. I got to get up on stage with the Jersey flag, which is something I will never forget. It was so organised of what we had to do backstage. Okay. A truly amazing weekend for us.
Yeah. Great. I mean, it was great seeing all the folks on stage at the end as well, wasn't it? Yeah. Paul McMillan says, my first time at PZ, having done those Butlins weekends many years ago. We came, we made friends, and the sun was shining the whole weekend. Personally, I loved it. And it's an upgrade from Butlins, which is not mentioned, but...
Just a slight upgrade.
Yeah.
Andy Bliss, best set lists of any weekend I've attended, 2005 onwards.
Very good. I just want to thank you, Craig, because you've not said anybody's a friend of the pod this time, because that upsets some folks that you don't say that about. You had that feedback in Port Zealand, didn't you?
Everybody wants to be a friend of the pod. They're all friends of the pod.
Yeah.
Poor souls who put up with at least an hour of us every week.
Well, let's end with the shy and retiring Guy Vickers. I'm going to read what he put verbatim. So
can I just get comfy and get me comfy?
Yeah. So Guy says, my 94th PZ, and it was one of the best yet because I love marbles and afraid of sunlight. Having an evening off on Friday was brilliant and had a great evening of joshing around with the likes of John Merrick, Craig Houston and Andrew Barnsley Wood. Not to mention the absent but painfully present Colin Smith and the present but mentally vacant Kevin Motion. These are the people he's talking about. While resting up ahead of the 2-night onslaught to come. My wonderful daughter, Marion Louise, was the best gig partner a man could wish for if his old lady, Ginger McBride, wasn't available. We had sunshine, smiles, and continued accidental meetups with old friends like Stuart Cameron and Mark Donald. Apologies for drunkenly forgetting who you were. And Becky Bateson and Alexis Crossland. I got to see Dave Foster play acoustic and electric guitars. Gordon Hundley and Chris Hundley and Graham Smith and Jane Whiting and Nathan Page and Luke Thomas Harmon, all there. I can't wait for the 107th Port Zealand next year. He's wrong on so many things about that. It's a really nice, really nice way to end. Thanks to everybody who left comments. There's a good few more that we haven't had time to read out, but please go to the Facebook group and see all the comments there.
And add your own.
And add your own. So concludes the 99th episode of Planet Marzipan.
Ooh, we've put up with poor folk. They've had to just suffer for this last year and a half, haven't they?
Yeah. How do you top 99?
Usually with like sprinkles and like the
Hey! Have we got something special?
We did have. We had a really excellent 1 hour 40 episode on misplaced childhood.
Yeah.
But that's now episode 101.
Yeah.
Because we've blagged the final one.
Well, big episode next week. No names, no pack drill.
Oh.
He wants to let you know. We haven't recorded it yet, so I don't think you should.
Okay.
But anyway, all that remains to be said is good afternoon from me.
And good afternoon from him.
Take care.
And stay alive. Hey. Thanks for listening to Planet Marzipan Podcast. Please like and subscribe from whichever platform you get your podcasts from. You can contact us at planetmarzipanpodcast@gmail.com and check out marillion.com, fishmusic.scot for more